Minasan konbanwa! Today we're playing a brand new game. It's Katawa Shoujo, which I think translates roughly into like disabled girls, crippled girls, something like that. It's a dating simulator because that just seems like a little bit of fun. So it's a dating simulator about crippled girls. Yeah, sounds exciting. Hajimemashou ka. I hope it's cool. I haven't actually played it yet. I'm fresh. Never even really heard of it. Just was recommended it. So thought I'd give it a go. I'm guessing I'm a guy. I don't think it's a lesbian thing. So, a light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. Deep, poetic, beautiful. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. So we're students. Also, this has got R18 sex scenes in it. So I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that we're students. I'm hoping that's legal. Let's say they're 18 years old. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. I know them feels. It's freezing here. It doesn't look like it. I'm in short sleeves today. For once. Because I have a heater. Sorry if you can hear it, by the way. I don't know how the audio levels are doing, but we'll risk it. We'll be risque. This is an R18 dating simulator. It's time to get risky up in her. Anyway, our name is Hisao. Hisao? Oh. Hisao. I don't know. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah yes, the note. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit more initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. Do you know what I'm impressed by? The fact that someone actually got near enough to his maths book to put it in without him noticing. Because, I mean, unless you went to the toilet, why would you just leave your maths book lying there? The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Man, I'm so deep for a probably 13-year-old boy. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. It's a good way to approach people. Hi, Hisao? You came. A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. Wasn't mine a dainty voice? Can't remember what I did now. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I'm not creepy at all, I swear. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Oh, voice of your dreams. Might have to step up my voice acting a little. Iwanako? Iwanako. I got a note telling me to wait here. Is this yours? Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the best result. Pathetic.
Yes. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it.
A shy, joyous smile. That makes me so tense. I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. Except for all the ones that you're moving just naturally. What the fuck? Why is the snow going red? My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out of my chest and claim this girl for itself. Well, you're not two separate things. If the heart claims her, then you do too, innit? So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so slightly against the gust of wind, and I run to her heroically, wrapping my jersey around her like the frickin' stud I am. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock eyes with mine. And she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. Is that intense? All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows faster, louder, whatever is said. I didn't read it properly. I just filled in the blanks with my own assumptions. My throat is tight, probably from doing this low, husky voice. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried.
You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me.
I want a boyfriend. Oh. I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. Is that what that is? My heart is making the snow go red. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point.
So?
I reach up to try to massage my throat. This is not weird at all. I'm sure Iwanika doesn't even notice. But this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. What? What's my throat got to do with my arms?
So?
My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. I reckon he's got like a heart disease or something, right? This is not normal. The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. Yeah, he's got a heart disease. And that's why he's in a school with disabled girls. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me, all these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Iwanako. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. I feel like I'm saying a dirty name, like one of those I wanna hump a lot or something like that. Now, I mean, dun dun dun, what's happened to us? Oh, we're dead. That's not healthy. Oh, intro. Cool. Alright. Katawa Shoujo. I've never played a dating simulator before. I've seen people playing them, and my friends played one before that I just sort of observed. But I kind of get annoyed with them because I find them just so not necessarily degrading, but so unrealistic, and all the girls are just and just blush a lot. There's some really cool characters. If the character design is on point, then I'm happy. Which are kind of so far. I mean, it looks all good. I like us. I think we're a cutie. And from the bit of Iwanako that I saw, she looks cute too. But I have a feeling that now that we're officially disabled ourselves, she's not going to really want a lot to do with us. I also think this is a good, what's the word? Compromise, I guess. Because I am woefully alone in my real life. And no one's ever wanted me ever. So there we go. I've had a heart attack. Saved by the heart attack, I guess. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Ooh, my hospital's great. Look at those cherry blossoms. Beautiful. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left the hospital room unsupervised on one hand. I don't know why I just decided to chuck 5 in there. I can probably count 5 times I've left. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition, it causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. I don't think arrhythmia is all that uncommon. I think it's relatively common. Apparently I've had it for a long time, maybe not in someone his age. Which, for clarity's sake, is 18, right? They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is it really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. I really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were a bit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. How come they didn't come straight to your bedside? How come it took them a whole day before they realized you were in hospital with a potentially fatal heart disease? Although, I guess if he was unconscious, how would they know? Quick break. This voice is difficult. He might just eventually have to end up with a girly voice, because that's a symptom of arrhythmia. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. That's not really going to help anyone in the long run, Jay saying. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. God, my life sucks. I want presents, man. I realized that the only person I'd gotten so many cards and flowers was, the reason why I had, sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Oh, 残念でしたね. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. You just said your room was full of flowers and crap. So you clearly did. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. Well, I was going to say I bet you she hasn't visited at all, but she has. That's cute. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on the snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. Who would? The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they were in a hurry, and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. How much writing is this game gonna have? I've had no gameplay at all. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So, I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change their appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. It's only been 6 months. Would your scars heal in that amount of time? Well, I guess they would. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. Because I'm so edgy and shit. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. What else are you supposed to do? You're stuck in a hospital bed. I started reading instead. Well, that answers my question. And I know them feels. I feel like I've been reading for the last 6 years of my life. Jesus, when's the boobies gonna get here? There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. Kind of is what a library is. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands, but I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I just had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling, as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely. Jesus, I couldn't even cry. Oh, thank the Lord. Okay, looks like the main bulk of the reading's gone. Holy crap. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. I bet I'm either going to be told I'm definitely going to die in the next, 45 minutes, or I'm going home, baby. I'm going home. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers and setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment.
Just for this moment, as long as you're mine.
Oh God, voices. Hello, Hisao. How are you doing today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is strong now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medication sorted out. I give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. Yeah, I bet it's very expensive. So many. I take it from his hands and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Oh, yeah. Diarrhea. Oh, shit, son. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems unsurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. Yeah, I wouldn't really... I mean, they're not all medication, to be fair. But yeah, that's a lot. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contraindications, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision, so many that I can barely read the actual font. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. Put it down, mate. It's not worth it. All of this, for the rest of my life, every day. Probably not going to be a very long one, so you might not have to worry about that for too long. I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medication always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that this list fades over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. You were just complaining that the doctors were cagey around you and not giving you straight answers, and now he's telling you good news, and you don't want to hear it. Also, I've spoken to your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. Yeah, see, we're going to the cripple school. What? Please, calm down, Hiseo. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it makes it sound... the way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever of my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So, I've spoke to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called, here we go, Yamaku Academy. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be like this massive long. It specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I... It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and is only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts, champ. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. Didn't mention it to you at all at the time, because we thought, hey, let's make this happy day when he gets to come home not so happy. I think you'll like that. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn fucking-tunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. Remember, you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one,
A special school. That's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down.
It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Well, he just needs to keep his stress down. I mean, there's nothing, as I said, he's probably going to live a long life. He's going to need a job when he gets older. He shouldn't be having this type of, like, crazy treatment for a heart arrhythmia, because it's going to happen via stress, whether he's in a normal school or not. But yeah, like, alright, we'll go with it.
Your father is right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is.
He's right. You are disabled to do things that able people are.
I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring. But now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now. Something about how I could go back to school anyway. But no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all of this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of to get me through this.
And also the fact that your parents are willing to friggin' sell their house to be able to allow you to go and do this kind of thing. That's pretty good as well. And the fact that you got it earlier than later. I mean, you can be monitored and control the disease. I think there's actually quite a few points. You're not dead, let's just say.
At least I still have something, even if it is a special school. It's something. It's a fresh start. And my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like.
God, are we going to get actual choices and decisions and stuff soon? Well, that would be awesome. Oh, wow, like, totally freaked me out. I'm kind of cute. Act 1, life expectancy. Is that Hiseo? Because I like him. I'm down to be him. I wish I hadn't gone with that voice, though. School looks fancy. It's not drawn, is it? This looks like a photograph that's like been edited to look like a watercolor or something. I feel like this is a real place.
The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and grey plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I was trying to say grey alabaster for some reason. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but I couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long.
Yeah, you seem rather preoccupied by the gate. I feel like it just looks like a normal gate. Like it's a fancy gate, but it's a normal gate. I probably wouldn't have spent so long dwelling on it.
So, I enter through with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good.
I don't know if we should be walking at a brisk pace, mate. This is already stressful enough. We should just have a nice, slow, casual jaunt, if anything. Moving forward feels good. I wouldn't know, because we haven't had any gameplay yet. So I walk towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there is supposed to be someone waiting for me. Still not a really great reason to split up. Oh well. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green, so this would be a really expensive hospital, unless he's got, like, insurance or something. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past trees, and the smell of fresh cut grass and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. Well, it's kind of a hospital, so it should be that, right?
I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different to what I thought I knew about schools.
What was your school like? Wasn't it buildings and trees? It's essentially what a school is.
It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this by my new school, in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one.
It's an uncanny valley. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. Also, there's a lot of stairs in this school. I've just realized it's a disabled school. But holy shit, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories. And like, even outside here, there's no flat grounds. Accessibility. Important if you don't have legs and shit. It makes me wish there was somebody here, so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension.
It's that gate. It's that gate that's gone. Well done, did it.
The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, how they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color.
Are they green? I feel like hospitals are always white or like grey, soft grey.
So why am I feeling so anxious despite all of this greenery?
Hello?
Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me.
Now we're getting down to the bloody well mystery of this game. Now, this is the important shit.
It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to.
A good metaphor. Loses something of the impact when you think you could literally just turn around and walk back out. I mean, that's an option too. Just saying.
But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Not even just simply by taking a step backwards and leaving. Feeling nervous, and with this realization set in my head, I open the front door.
So here we go. This looks more like ramps.
A tall man, with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical.
Tall man.
You must be Niki Nakai.
So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. So you're Japanese too, but you had a trouble with Nakai? I forgot his name now.
Yokoso. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch, which doesn't look like he's actually wearing. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. You've spent way too long worried about that gate thing. I was watching you. It's a bit weird. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already.
Yeah, you're our teacher. Shouldn't you be in the class too? I mean, I probably could have anyway.
Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost missed what the teacher is saying.
The heart thing, being nervous, should be careful of that.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the class?
It wants me to choose year of course? Okay, year of course, because yeah, of course. Like, who wants to, like, be the new kid that makes the teacher introduce them? That's just awkward. But then he literally just said he doesn't like being center of attention, and he's got this heart condition that we have to worry about as well. So I'm thinking maybe, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I mean, we're not a little bitch.
Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal?
This is not really a normal school, though.
Of course, but not everyone likes to be at the center of attention.
Oh, I should have picked Y. I should have been a little bitch.
I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the first one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for Class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least, not this soon.
Oh, there's my little classmates. Yeah, these guys are not 18. This is gonna get awkward. I feel like I'm not a big fan of pedophilia, to be honest. Like, even implied pedophilia. And I'm thinking these guys are like, probably 14, 15, 16. We'll go with 16 as the most likely. Which is legal here in New Zealand. So, daijoubu? I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's lots of space left over around it in between the desks. Because it's a disabled frickin' classroom.
An entire wall taken up by blackboards, and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks, with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple, efficient.
No one's in a wheelchair. Just noticed that as well.
I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, this girl in the back looks like she's got some sort of facial abnormality. But the rest of them look completely fine. You're a little spacey, but other than that, you're sleeping. Maybe he's got necrophilia. Oh, that's not the word I was after. The one where you sleep all the time. You're just like... I've forgotten what it's called.
They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only, it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. That's a little jarring.
Just the thumb. That's really not an issue. That does not require a specialist school.
Despite the natural tendencies to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class.
Yeah, these guys look completely fine. I like this little chick in the front. She's cute. This kind of looks like me. Oh, she's got no legs! Cool. I'll be her. That's cool.
I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me, a girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands, as if it will make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class.
I didn't see him.
It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers over at me over the rim of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute, so the cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. Oh, so is the. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in.
We would never, ever have been allowed here this color. I'm assuming this is supposed to be like blue-black, which was okay. Never. We would have been kicked out so hard, which is stupid when you think about it. Because what does my hair color have to do with my intelligence? Seriously.
Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands until so does everyone else, except one girl in the front row, who has only one hand.
I cringe a little, but I hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. I'm so sorry. It's not funny. But tough life. I noticed the legs, but I didn't notice the arm. Oh.
A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hiseo Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, let's have another heart attack and just not have to be here anymore. I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with what little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glasses at me. It could have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones on about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do.
Really? It's pretty normal.
The first row girl claps on this round, with one hand against her other wrist, that ends with a bandaged stump.
Yeah, she doesn't even have a wrist. She'd have to be like that.
It makes me feel a little bad.
I mean, what did you expect? This is a school for disabled students.
We're going to be doing some group work today, so that will give you the chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? I don't have a choice, but it's fine with me, yeah. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi.
Sorry.
She is the class representative. She can explain everything you might want to know, and who else would be able to do that better, right?
I'm class rep at school.
How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi is right here. Shizune Hakamichi.
Of course it's Pink Girl.
As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hands at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter.
It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi. Shi-chan. Shi-chan?
Giggling, Misha points at the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. She looks like she's been staring at me this whole time. She nods once, nonchalantly, to show she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short, yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses, balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every second between analytical and slightly bored.
She sounds great.
It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands.
Surely she's learned how to speak, like, lip read by now.
Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people," and "Who better to explain things to you?"
Ooh, that's a bit rude.
I can see you're a little confused, right? Right. But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too.
Interpreter.
You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you'd be here today so soon. He-chan, right? He-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say that?
Oh, did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I never liked that nickname. Oh, I'm Hee-chan? Oh! I thought she was... Anyway, I just gotta check the, It's getting dark! Ooh, I look spooky! Anyway, we'll carry on with this, episode.
I don't really see how.
It fits. You look just like I imagined. Yeah, you look just like a Hee-chan.
I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur.
What are you talking about? You think I'm cute? You want me?
Misha seems a little overwhelmed.
Well, sorry about that. Shi-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep. So if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. She won't understand you and she can't reply back. But feel free to ask her anyway. It won't be awkward at all. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize. yourself with it?
Why, familiarize?
Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit. Oh, right. Making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks. Well, that would be pretty helpful, yeah. I just kind of came straight to class today.
That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going to be before you go there. Not just with school, either. Always. Even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shi-chan.
Learn about where you're going? I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly. But anyway, I didn't say anything, and Misha signed something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly, deeply in my soul.
You look down. Are you okay, little grumpy face? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help is. Stop looking like you just failed a test.
All right.
Oh, and another thing, you don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. She can't understand you anyway. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. Yep, Shizune is fine.
Okay, well, that would make it a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly.
Shizune doesn't really seem that friendly. Like, even if she could talk, I feel like she'd be that aloof girl in the corner that's like,
you don't impress me at all.
that can be her voice. So whenever I go,
we know that that's what she's saying. That don't impress me much.
so friendly.
So I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess.
Huh? Oh, right. We haven't even touched the assignment yet. We should start working now, or Shi-chan will get mad.
The assignment is also kinda long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class.
When did you read it? You've literally been talking shit for the last, friggin'... Hold up. Kawaii. Anyway.
That too!
I forgot what we were talking about. I got distracted.
Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that.
Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. I get the message. Aren't I just the one that's agreed that we should do the project now?
After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today. Okay?
The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finished it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that.
It's his first day. We'll let him off.
The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch.
What kind of student are you guys? I would definitely be one of the ones doing the work and making sure it was done perfectly. I would never sit back and just let someone else do the project. I would not trust them to do it to my standards. As bad as it sounds, I think I'd be Shizune in this situation.
Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs.
That is what you should do. If someone's literally saying, come here, follow them.
We descend even below the lobby where I meet Muto, going to the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard, towards the main gate.
This is the cafeteria.
Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare,
But Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line.
I mean, what else are you supposed to say? Yes, it's obvious, but you can't just be like, here is the... It's really obvious, so I'm not going to tell you. Of course, it's just natural to be like, here's the cafeteria, here's your bedroom, here's... Not that it should be showing him that, but you know what I mean.
There's a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice! It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table sitting opposite to her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand sign, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite.
Do you want to know something?
What?
About anything? We're your guides, so you should ask us if there's something.
I wonder.
Yeah, options! I think I got everything I need to know. Ask about the library, ask about Shizune's deafness. Ask about the library, because we like reading.
Oh yeah, is there a library in the school? Lately I've gone into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby.
How is that not a healthy hobby?
But then picks up her smile again.
Oh, yeah, there is. It's on the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Not now, because reading is a really unhealthy hobby, just so you know.
Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth, very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice a conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first.
Oh, hi.
The dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all away from here, as if she was slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange, as if my brain remembers somehow this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left.
Me too. When's this part going to be over? I mean, it's cute. It is cute. And I know we're just getting, like, the story and stuff, but it is quite a lot of reading and nothing else.
I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me.
Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We've got to hurry already since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it.
Oh wait, the teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go?
Is that so? We can show you at least that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. I know, fucking pain in the ass.
We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building.
This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all of the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool.
How is that official?
Don't be silly, John. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this.
Ooh, that looks scary.
I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit like the teacher said. On a white door to the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounds like a bit of an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in.
I'm just gonna turn on the light. It's very dark, and I feel like I'm a creeper. Actually, maybe we'll just carry on.
The room is not large, smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk.
Oh, he's cute, smiling man. I can probably assume he's going to be the doctor, so we could at least call him Doctor, right? Oh, voices, crap.
Hello there! What can I do for you today? He is young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples on his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard the very same question hundreds of times.
Oh, yes, I am. It says so on the door, though. You can call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everybody else.
Of course. I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me I should come and meet you. My name is Hiseo Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation, and he snaps his fingers.
Oh, you're that, Nakai! I was just reading your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenial heart muscle deficiency, right? That's my favourite.
He gestures for me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yeah.
Well, good. You've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there's a problem.
The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital.
Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, not the greatest. Yeah, so that is really weird to have so many medical people at a school.
You'll get used to it. I'm not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it.
Now, let me find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around,
I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day, and from all of the food groups.
Well, you don't really have a choice, right, if you're giving your food?
Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it.
So, you already had medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. I would have thought they would have distributed the pills themselves, because with like teenagers in a boarding school, I would know. I also went to boarding school. There'd be a lot of medication abuse, mistreatment, and probably swapping. So yeah, you'd think the staff would actually give them out every morning or whenever the students needed them. Also, so they don't forget them, because if they did forget them and then something happened, he's winking at us. I just realized he's not closed-eyed anymore. If the student forgot and something bad happened to them, the school would be in trouble. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke. Oh, he grins to his own joke, but I don't.
Oh, well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. I can't so much anymore, you know, the heart thing. Yeah, still got that.
Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being.
Oh, my lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow.
Is that what he's doing?
But really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do.
Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, or just dangerous in general, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers.
Not exactly. A girl asked me out. I freaked the fuck out, man. I sidestepped the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face.
Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures.
Just some light exercise regularly. Brisk walk or even light jog, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe. There's a pool here, we know. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No real need. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. Okay, Mom. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. Like heart medication and shit. I'm ushered out before I can realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building. Already, although to my eyes, they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. But I still keep thinking that most of them don't look so special for being students at a special school. Neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us. One of us. I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel, because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Just like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite that, it's almost 111 or 911. That's not, oh, that's ironic, I guess. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the walls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the end of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the room, I spy 119. The nameplates on the door from the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello, is anyone home? From inside I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. Oh, little Harry Potter! Oh, I've already given my English voice away. We'll just do like a boyish one. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He is looking at me very intently through his extremely thick glasses. Who is it? That's so horrible. Who is it? Here we go. It can be a bit more, like, blunt. Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses on if he was? Good point. He leans close to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Haseo Nakai. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight into my diaphragm. Oh, sup dude! My name is Kenji Yo! Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some mysterious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. He's gonna be like a paranoid schizophrenic or something, right? His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly, so I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, he's so... Me, I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Yeah. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer in, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room, impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of my desk, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems like there was a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Mum and Dad.
Hi, Hee-chan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. They say if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have a problem, you can always call us. Love, Mum and Dad.
They don't love you enough to say goodbye, innit?
Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have. Then there'd be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desk and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read when I have nothing to do. The restless urge keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day, too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go buy some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. Borrow. But for now,
take your pills, yo. Can we click on the pills? Oh, I just missed what it said.
I pick up one and shake it to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hisao Nakai, 2 tablets daily to stay alive.
Oh, crack up. Just gonna check my friggin'...
It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well.
I wish it did.
It's kind of twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time.
I hope there's no, mini game where I have to remember the correct dosages, because I'm gonna fuck that shit right up. Oh, it's getting dark.
It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even darkness.
After darkness. Oh my god, I look so creepy.
Not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more uncomfortable, warm, and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here.
I'm just going to turn the light on.
Soon, the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I can recognize anymore. The light beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew.
The end. Katawa Shoujo. I hope you guys enjoying it so far. I'm so sorry there's not a lot of gameplay. I mean, I wish there was. There's not a lot I can do, I guess. But I think I'm going to leave it there for this part. I mean, I'm assuming that was kind of our clue that chapter was over. So, if you enjoyed this, me too. I really did. Even though, like I said, there was not a lot going on. It seems like a cool story, and I can't wait to start dating some girls. If you also enjoyed, please give this a cheeky like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I shall see you next time. Jana!